Hello, everybody. How are we all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody feeling? Excited for today? Going to be diving in deeper. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Anne. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Diane. Eva, Alexandra, Suzanne, Phoebe. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Farah. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Maria. Yeah, also got Rebecca, Victoria's in the house, Laura's in the house, Mary's in the house. I love it. Welcome, everybody. And welcome to everyone who's catching the replay as well. So I would love to know, what's been your experience so far? What have been your insights? Have you done day 1, 2, and this is day 3? Is there anything you need to catch up with? Let's have some accountability, see where everybody's at in the chat. Where's the chat gone? Here we go. I can find you now. Alrighty, so we're going to got lots to cover today. I cannot wait to dive in. So yesterday I shared with you the 6 energetic blocks that slow down that next level of success. So you started to understand how they might be showing up in your business, in your life, and you'll know what you can do to be able to start to financially relax, and as you grow to that next level of success, your next 6 figures, whatever that looks like for you, with more ease. And today we're going to be diving deep into these hidden energetic blocks as it relates to sales, so you can start to see how it translates into all the different aspects of your business and your wealth consciousness. It's time to improve on how we are allowing sales in, so we can make that bigger impact, have results that delight you beyond what you thought might be possible. So thank you so much to everybody who's joining me live or on the replay. Of course, if you are replaying, again, do #replay crew so I can come and say hello to you. And a huge thank you to everybody who has been sharing and tagging us in your shares. Your names are going into our draw. We've got some incredible prizes. You can win a business forecasting session in the Akashic Records with me. You can win our Akashic Record activations, and we've got a huge library of them now for you to enjoy. And so you're just invited to take screenshots, share your takeaways and inspirations on your personal profiles. You'll inspire others to come and join us. We still have people coming and joining us, which is wonderful. And you can just say something simple like, I'm taking part in the Limitless Masterclass with Louisa, and this is my takeaway. # the Helix Method so we can find it. We'd really appreciate you doing that. And as I said, we'll pop all your names into the drawer to say thank you. So excited to be doing this with you. So a huge welcome to everybody who's just joining us. So let's start by focusing our energy and connecting in with our intention. So just inviting you to take a moment just to become fully present, so we can be fully focused on this time together. And to consider, what is your intention for being here on this masterclass? Reminding yourself of your intention of the revenue and the impact that you are committed to creating in your business over the next 90 days. You're here to expand your wealth consciousness so you can receive that, do that, hold that with more ease. And just to take a moment just to think, as you do a little body scan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how aligned and expansive to these intentions am I feeling right now? Let me know in the comments. Welcome, everybody. I can see some more people have found us, so a huge welcome. Hi, Dimpy. Hi, Anastasia. Hi, Lisa. Welcome, Chris. Hi, Bal. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Anda. Welcome, everybody. So just letting us know in the chat where you are on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of your intentions. It's my intention that you understand what blocks are slowing you down, so you can allow more sales in and have that breakthrough. And expanding our wealth consciousness is absolutely key to being able to allow our businesses to make sales, because more sales means more money. So it's tied up with that creation part where we are creating more money and offering a service or selling products, whatever it may be, however we are delivering value to people. So whether we're allowing ourselves to have lots of sales with more ease, or whether we allow them in, but only if we work really hard for it, because then we deserve it. So our wealth consciousness directly impacts all aspects of our business, including, cash flow, allowing in that surplus of money, holding the money, making the money, and creating more money, i.e. the sales. Alrighty, so I can see some numbers coming in. Floodgates have opened, I am in flow. Alrighty, I love it. So as business owners, we know that mastering our wealth energetics is key to our success. And yesterday I gave you our Limitless workbook, which outlined the 6 blocks, and our Helix methodology for uncovering the hidden blocks and manifesting. And if you want your workbook again, I'll just pop it in the chat for you here. And for those of you on Facebook, I'll just do that for you here as well. So I would love to know, what is your relationship like with sales? Pop this in the comments. Do you have consistent sales? Are you in a sales soar right now? Does your identity, do you feel like I've got a really good, my identity of sales is really good? Let's see if it will let me do that. Yes. Awesome. What is your identity around sales at your current level of business? Because it will evolve and change, of course, as you grow, and we need to create the consciousness of our future self in relation to sales. Are you noticing any peaks and troughs? So I'm going to guide you through the 6 blocks that I shared with you yesterday and how it relates to sales. It's a huge topic, and this is why I work deeply with my clients on this. And we expand your wealth consciousness. That's why we work together for 4 months at least when we were working together in the wealth portal, and many of my clients continue to work with me or come into our membership site for the wealth portal so they can carry on working and expanding and growing and evolving their consciousness. Alrighty, this is fantastic. Seeing all these reflections coming in, and as I said, I do circle back and read them all. Hi Sarah, hi Patty, hi Sarah. Welcome everybody. Alrighty, so how the 6 blocks relate to your blocks in sales. So the first one is resonance rift. So I'm going to take you through these 6 blocks, and then we're going to do some helixing around this so we can start to change the energy around this. So the resonance rift, this is where you'll remember where we have that inner conflict between our levels of consciousness. Our higher self wants one thing, is experiencing that, wanting to experience that expansion, and then our conscious mind and our subconscious mind are up to different things. And if we're disconnected from our higher self, we haven't got that energetic support of our higher self. So how this can show up in sales, this can be where we've allowed ourselves to choose offers or products to sell from our ego mind, from our conscious mind, because we think they're going to sell well, rather than offers from our heart, from our higher self. Does that resonate? And when all levels of consciousness are aligned, and that deep inner healing work of the nervous system and the energetic buffering and our future identity is embodied, then we can embrace selling. And this is really key, is be completely unattached to people's decisions, whether they say yes or no. We just can be in that space of service and help them to make a decision, an aligned decision either way. What resonates for you here? Do you think that you maybe have selling from that conscious mind place, or have you been allowing your higher self to lead, or is the subconscious freaking out? What's going on for you? And this leads us into, yeah, this is great to see where everybody's at. So let me know in the comments where you recognize where you've been selling from. This leads us to talk about the somatic default set points, because we all have those physiological, psychological, and energetic default set points across all aspects of our identity, of course, including sales. So our neural pathways are acting as internal reference points that are creating our glass ceilings. They're stopping us from allowing us to work with more clients, making more sales, manifesting more money. And whenever we decide we're going to increase our revenue or grow our business, our set points in line with our identity get triggered. And within this, our worthiness set point, our deservingness set point, that was all tied in with the amount of money, time, support, love. Those set points, they all get triggered as well. And this is directly tied to sales, because sales is typically how money comes into the business. As businesses grow and expand their assets, money may come in through investments, sponsorships, purchasing other businesses. So buying the right asset to make more money is key. There's a transaction. Somewhere there are sales being made. And we can start to uncover what this looks like and how our set points have been creating our reality when we start to consider the current identity that we're holding. So we're going to dive deep into this aspect today, because we create our reality through our identity. Our identity creates the paradigms, the self-concepts that create the beliefs. So we'll have self-concepts and beliefs all around sales. That all then impacts our emotions. People saying they feel yucky about it, or they feel resistance, or they feel good selling at a certain price point. But if they raise their prices, then whoa, suddenly they open up some more resistance. So we have a number of different self-concepts all tied in with sales, and one of the big ones that can show up at every stage of the game. This is whether you're transitioning from corporate. I know I've been chatting with people who've saying, yeah, they did that transition from corporate to being an entrepreneur, being a CEO for their business. I know some people are on that journey, or maybe you're on that path to your first 6 figures, or to multi 6 figures, 7 figures. This one, I know this will resonate for everybody because it always pops up at every stage, is visibility and imposter syndrome. And there's so many facets to this, and it looks different. There's different subtleties and nuances depending on where you're at in your business. So if you think about how your identity around visibility, and whether you feel like you are embodied in your skills, or whether that imposter syndrome pops up, whether you're in a group of new people, or however it may be emerging. So if you are newer in business, let's say for that first 6 figures in business, see if these resonate for you, and let me know in the comments which ones you're like, yeah, I know I do that. So is anybody here avoiding asking for the sale because you think you might annoy people, so you end up giving free advice instead of asking? We've got some waves there. Avoiding sharing client testimonials. Spending thousands on different trainings because you don't feel you know enough. That's really key, rather than being, do you know what, I am addicted to personal development, I'm addicted to developing my skills, and I really want to expand. That's a different energy to approach things from. So how are you approaching it? Is it I don't know enough, or is it actually, do you know, I just love this and I'm going to be doing programs and courses to expand my consciousness for the rest of my life, because we're always growing and evolving, or we can always grow and evolve. Are you charging enough? Does anyone need to give themselves a pay rise? I'm expecting everybody to nod. Don't give me a yes. This is your invitation to see if it's time to give yourself a pay rise. Do you give too much of your time? Or do you block out earning money entirely? This can happen if you're transitioning from corporate to online because we haven't updated our identity, or we're out of alignment with the pricing. And then that triggers that whole sort of imposter syndrome aspect. Or are you hiding behind what you're selling instead of leading and positioning yourself as the reason that people want to work with you? There's only one you. Your people need to work with you, not with anybody else. So we can see how that visibility and anywhere we've got the imposter syndrome can block our sales because we're afraid of being seen. And the more we grow our businesses, the more visibility that we have. And our subconscious knows that. And what's happening is that what we're trying to do is avoid rejection. That is the key thing that can block sales. Avoiding rejection. So how that might sound in your head could be things like, and again, let us know in the comments what resonates. Yeah, so it feels weird to promote myself. What if people gossip or laugh at me? What if I say something wrong? I'm going to embarrass myself. My opinions don't matter. It's not safe to stand out. That's a huge one. I don't fit in. I don't belong. These thoughts that are triggered by our nervous system and our default set points are very good at keeping us same. I don't want people to think I'm pushy. It's not safe. There's a risk of, there's a risk of harm somewhere or being rejected. Or we can feel like there's something wrong with us. I'm feeling safe in small groups. All of that. Righty, lots of hiding going on. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Anastasia has raised her prices for 2024. Yes, awesome. So for more established businesses, maybe, and some of you may recognize this as well, if you're earlier on in business. Do you have sales calls that go on forever and then end up in a no? Or perhaps you're not asking for the sale enough. People need a courtesy nudge just to, because there's so much going on, especially on social media. Might have lost your message. The children have distracted them. They meant to go and, book in that one-to-one with you, or to register for your class or your program. Somebody distracted them. So following up is a courtesy. Are you asking enough? Are you sharing enough? Marketing enough? Are you putting out posts, and then if you don't get the metrics that you like in terms of likes or engagement on them, then just deleting them from a kind of contracted pace, rather than okay, so maybe the time of day was the wrong time to post it. Let's test it again and post it again and see if we get some more traction there. Here's one. Buying a group program and then disappearing from it, or hiding from taking part, so that you then don't get the result. And then your clients can reflect that back to you as well, because then they'll do the same. Or being so fantastic in the program, throwing yourself all in, getting incredible results, really shining because you've watched all the videos, you've done all the exercises, you've been asking questions, really leaning in, but then hiding your results because you're worried about people judging you, because you've sort of got bigger results than perhaps others have so far. Let me know what resonates. Again, within our identities, thinking about how our visibility and imposter syndrome can block us having successful launches. So what launches, whether you've got products or services, thinking about how, when you have a campaign going on in your business, are you able to allow more money than you've made before to come in? So thinking about, in terms of, if you have a service, perhaps you are working with clients in some form or another. Do you just have one-to-ones? Do you have groups? Do you keep the groups small because big groups don't feel safe? Are you subconsciously keeping your group program small so that you can effectively do one-to-one in the group? And then you're cutting off your capacity to grow the group because you're taking up too much time with the group. And then that is draining because you're effectively doing a one-to-one level of service in a group program. Who here doesn't do any networking? So I mean by networking online, networking in person. Because business growth is around relationships. We need to be in relation with people. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. They know that you can help them to get to where they want to be. So we need to network. So that can be linked in with our fear of being visible. What about this one? Being scared of charging old clients new prices. I love that Laura's having her hair done. I love it. Your daughter keeps popping in and out, so she looks like she's in another dimension. It's brilliant. Where are you hijacking your success? What is creating this imposter syndrome? And of course, our experiences from this lifetime, past lives, what we're picking up from the collective as well, the media programming, the societal programming, the cultural programming, all of this is coming into our consciousness, and our subconscious is making up beliefs to keep us safe. Did anyone get told anything like this? And then just to invite you to contemplate, how did this impact you? You're too much. That's enough. I got that a lot. That's enough, Louisa. You're too big for your boots. You're very bossy. Don't speak up unless you're spoken to. Children should be seen and not heard. Or perhaps you were scapegoated within the family, so it was better to be kind of hide. That was safer. Or did anyone have volatile relationships in the family? Perhaps you witnessed abuse between your parents, witnessed any violence, or were you punished for playing loudly? Not allowed to have fun because it was too noisy and jarring for your parents. Oh, so that's all going on at home, but then what was going on at school? How was school unsafe? Even just reading out in class might have felt unsafe. So as you reflect on this, just take a pulse check to think, okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how much is this blocking your next level of success and wealth in your business? This is really key stuff. This is why we need to do deep identity work, because we have to create the identity of the one who loves to be visible, is confident and embodied in what they're offering, and loves to sell. See sales as service, helping people go from where they want to be to where they want to go, whether that's a product or a service. Okay, so I can see this is resonating. And this all has a big impact on our nervous system. So our nervous system has that's the capacity of what we're going to allow in before our fight, flight, and freeze is triggered. And the threshold of our capacity was what I call the pinnacle. So how this shows up in sales is, if you think of anywhere, so if you think of the fawning response, so anywhere that because we're afraid of being abandoned, our attachment style impacts our relationships, including sales. So if we're afraid of being abandoned, or we're not feeling we're enough, that's going to affect our pricing and our capacity to receive the money. So that fawning response is overriding our ability to make money and asking for the sale. Does that resonate? So it can show up like, for example, if you think about, I'm one where sales calls go on forever and ever and ever and end up with a no. Or the fighting response. This can happen where if you're afraid to lose a sale, so you can become a little bit more, if you think of fighting, it's kind of like an aggressive energy, but it can be more like a convincing energy, trying to convince somebody too much because you're fighting for the sale. Sort of overselling or defensive in response to, your customers' questions and requests. And then if we think about the flight response, this can be failing to make enough calls, failing to follow up, failing to ask if you have to speak to people in corporate organizations, failing to ask to get through to those decision makers. Who here has said to themselves, I just wing it. I'm really good at winging it. I'm going to call you out on that. That is flying in the face of fear. It's a default set point for the nervous system, and it just feels normal because it can feel really energizing, but actually it can be sabotaging. Then we have freezing. So this is where just not making the invitation to work with you, feeling safe in smaller groups, not listening to what potential clients might need because you're in that frozen state. Let me know what resonates for you. I've had that, sales calls going on forever. I do that, oversell, and then a no at the end. Alrighty, okay, so we're going to start clearing the energy around this. A big one that really affects the nervous system and creates that internal conflict that we've been talking about is shame and feeling that something is wrong. And often people will not recognize that they're holding shame. You might identify you feeling lower in self-confidence, a lack of self-belief, You might not identify it as shame. And the thing is that if we're holding shame in our body, it pushes us into an energy reversal, that energetic buffering, this part that is responsible, the sympathetic nervous system, for your fight, fright, and freeze. And whenever our brains are sensing danger, it transfers our energy away from areas that, are going to help us to solve things. So unless it's just going to be in that survival mode. And the thing is if we see a threat, then the brain is going to think, and there's more threats around. So then we start looking for more threats. Have you found that when you're like, hang on, I've just gone down a complete spiral here? And the more we find, and the more active our sympathetic nervous system is, the more then it shuts down that parasympathetic nervous system. And so it makes it harder to focus and to make good decisions. And so then what happens is we're more and more trapped in that fight, fright, and freeze response, and the energy reversal is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I invite you to kind of remember that, shame creates more shame, stress creates more stress, anxiety creates more anxiety. And energetically, the energies of these are, all impacting your chakras, your meridians. Your triple warmer meridian is where energetically is controlling your fight, fright, and freeze response and those stress levels. So our brain's going to want to get us out of danger and look for a way to get us back to safety and security. So we might be like procrastinating or something, or people pleasing to kind of compensate for that shame that we're that hidden shame that is kind of low level, being held in our body that we might not even be consciously aware of, making us have loose boundaries, letting people take advantage of us, or being sensitive to people's judgment. There's lots that can go on here. So we'll do some muscle testing to see if there's any hidden shame that might be impacting what we're talking about today. This is why this is so key, is to be able to energy test, muscle test, to find out what's really going on. So we can break through those glass ceilings, break through any business plateaus, allow the flow to happen more easily. Does this resonate? And truly, when we've healed the nervous system around selling and seeing selling as service and love receiving money, then we'll allow ourselves to receive money and to know this, that if we are overgiving or fawning, the nervous system's triggered and we're not allowing ourselves to receive. So to anchor that in, think of that as if I'm fawning, I'm not receiving. Think of it as overgiving, people pleasing as a trauma response. So you want to be able to sell offers that light us up, doing what you want to do, and to be able to receive for who you are, just for being you. Alrighty. And then we have strategic dissonance. So how this can look for us in terms of sales. So this is where, when we're applying a strategy that's misaligned for who we are, or is out of alignment with our identity, and where we're at in business. And this can be where, as businesses grow, we need to apply different strategies. What worked at one level might not necessarily work at another level. So to think about the strategies that you're using for your sales, are you in alignment with them? Or what's feeling out of alignment? Perhaps you love doing it in one way, and now you're like, it's gone a bit wonky now. So you selling on sales calls? Are you selling through funnels? Are you selling in DMs? Are you blocking your intuition on sales calls? Or do you know what? I just feel so in alignment with sales. I love it. I'd love to know, are you selling one to many? Are you selling one to one? And to think about what feels more comfortable. Where may there be a resonance rift, an identity that needs an upgrade, nervous system has reached its pinnacle. But just taking a moment just to, as you contemplate all of this, it's just to think, as you take into account all of this, how much of this, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much is this blocking your that next level of success. Alrighty. Okay, so this is landing. So we've got some work to do. And just to share a little bit about, my reflections as in relation to what we've been talking about here around visibility and imposter, because this may help with thinking about how it's showing up in your life as well. So for me, one of the things I've been working on is group sizes so that I can help and serve more entrepreneurs. And I discovered that through doing this work, through using the Helix method, that I was feeling safer myself, feeling safer in small groups and leading smaller groups. I love small groups. And I have consciously led very large groups, events of over 400 live in person. So you'd think it wasn't a thing, but that's why it's so important uncovering what is going on in the subconscious, because whilst I'm doing it, the nervous system is at its capacity because I haven't addressed it. And so it's creating these little energy reversals and triggers in my system. Does that make sense? So I discovered that there was a duality that I had created from my experience at school. So at school, I was privileged enough to go to a private school. So we had tiny classes, like 12 to 15 people. The duality there was it felt safe, but you were also very visible because there's only 12 to 15 people in those classes. And so it was easy for the mean girls to find you because there weren't very many people to hide behind. But what I recognized is I had consciously recreated those class sizes in my programs, telling myself for years that this is the ideal size. But actually, I know that's rubbish. And so what I discovered through doing this work was the root was a fear of having bigger class sizes and expecting those mean girls from school to turn up and to bully me. That was all playing out in my business and how I created my marketing cycles and not having enough time to market things. So I kept the class sizes the same size. Does that make sense? So you can see how our consciousness creates our reality and creates our success in our business. This is something that, I continue to work on. I'm more in alignment now with our strategy. I've redesigned all our programs so that we can increase our marketing, our visibility, allow more people to come and benefit from this incredible work. Does that resonate? So let's start to find out some of these blocks that are going on, do some helixing together so that we can clear this stuff for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through activating our different levels, our alignment with our different levels of consciousness. And then we're going to muscle test, so using the sway technique to uncover what is going on. And so we're going to be uncovering these statements here to see where the blocks are for you. And then I'll guide you through clearing these statements, some of these statements, and getting you into alignment. How does that sound? Alrighty, so we did this technique yesterday, so we're going to do the same again, but we're using, our focus is around sales. So we're going to start to change the energy that you feel around sales, get you into alignment, start to change your identity around this, and create some magic. Alrighty, okay, so let's activate your connection in with your higher self. So I'm going to invite you to bring your awareness to your soul star chakra, which is about 18 inches above your head. And at your own pace, to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 8. Move you all along there so I can see you better. Ooh. And just to do this at your own pace. And then when you're ready, affirming to yourself, speaking to all levels of my consciousness, I'm setting the intention. I'm creating a clear channel of communication and manifestation between my subconscious conscious and higher self. So they are 100% connected and in perfect alignment, and all working towards my highest path and purpose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And from this space, we're then going to start to muscle test using the sway technique. So standing with your feet hip width apart, relaxing your knees, closing your eyes. As you say the statements that I'm going to put up on the screen out loud. And just notice if you get a forward sway, a backward sway, remembering that a forward sway is typically a yes, a backward sway is typically a no. If you go round and round in circles or do something a little bit different, I want you to treat it as an energy reversal, which I introduced you to yesterday and on Monday. And as you're saying these statements out loud, I really want you to tune into noticing how your subconscious is speaking to you. What is the somatic response? So this isn't about doing this super quickly. This is about like saying, so I have got resistance to making more sales, and doing a little body scan as you say that, as you're standing up, and just notice. So let's say I'm going to say you're going to go forward. So let's say you go forward. So as you go forward, where do you feel? What does the sensation feel like in your body? Or do you just notice a magnetic pull? Or do you suddenly get a memory of something? Or do you feel like a stickiness in your gut? Just notice how your subconscious is speaking to you. You might suddenly get really hot or really cold. Notice what you notice. Just make a note. So make a note of which ones you get a yes to, which ones you get a no to. I'll pop some music on just as you're doing this, and then let me know in the comments. And the key bit here is really listening to your somatic responses and how your subconscious is speaking to you as you're saying these phrases out loud. Alrighty, so let's just take a few minutes to muscle test on these. I'll pop some music on, some supportive music. As you're muscle testing these, alrighty, there's the music on, here we go. So I'll have 3 minutes to do this muscle testing, so that's plenty of time to allow yourself to feel into these. Any questions, pop them in the comments. And if anyone is using a screen reader, I'll just pop these statements for you in the chat and in the comments on Facebook. Wonderful being able to see everybody muscle testing and swaying backwards and forwards, seeing what is coming through for you. And as you find them, do share in the comments. We've got some people starting to share, which is awesome. Thank you so much. Finding out what is hidden. Alrighty. And if, of course, you need a little bit more time to muscle test on all of these, you're welcome to come back and continue to do so. Alrighty, so we're going to now move into that next phase where we're going to start to decode what's been programmed in your energy field. And I'll guide you through this. We'll do one together. And as ever, I say the phrase out loud once and then twice internally, so you can really feel what it feels like in your body and pay attention to what it sounds like in your head through the intention. Alrighty, yes, that's awesome. So excited to see what's coming through for everyone. I love it. Okay, so we've got some people with resistance to making cells. So if you haven't got the one that I'm going to use as an example, then just swap out the language that I'm using so you can kind of follow along, make it relevant for you. So I'm going to use the language: I am ready to release the resistance to making more sales. I release, transmute, uncreate and delete this from all dimensions, planes, times and levels of consciousness. Alrighty, does that sound good? So just taking a nice deep breath. So breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4. Setting the intention your heart is becoming into that coherent energy state. So breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4. Just allow your shoulders to relax. And then we're instructing your consciousness to let this go. So I'm ready to release this resistance to making more sales. I release, transmute, uncreate, delete this from all dimensions, planes, times, and levels of consciousness. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. And then silently in your mind, repeat it. I'll say it out loud for you. I'm ready to release this resistance to making more sales. I release, transmute, uncreate and delete this from all dimensions, planes, times, and levels of consciousness. A nice deep breath in and out. I'm ready to release this resistance to making more sales. I release, transmute, uncreate, and delete this from all dimensions, planes, times, and levels of consciousness. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Noticing how this feels in your body. And making a note of the ones that I'm going to invite you to come back to change the energy around. You can come back and revisit this, or if you're watching replay, press pause now so you can complete the ones that you are working on. And if you're live with me, we're now going to move into creating that aligned coherence. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to invite you to bring your heart energy again into coherence, fill your heart up with love. And then we're going to do inner rewiring. So for 1 minute, I'm going to invite you to repeat this in your mind's eye. I'm safe to have more sales than before. I'm safe to have more sales than before. Now, this isn't about repeating it really, really quickly. I really want you to feel these words as you say them in your mind. So we're going to say them for 1 minute. I will give you a heads up when we're going to move on to the next phrase that you're going to rewire with, which will be, I'm enjoying having more sales than before. So we're going to do this for 5 minutes together. And then after we've done that, I'll guide you through doing a 2-minute visualization and see in your mind's eye a visualization of your ideal clients, your ideal customers, stepping forward, saying yes, purchasing through PayPal or Stripe or however they, purchase your products from you. Awesome. Some energy is shifting. Thank you so much for sharing how this is feeling in your body. Alrighty, so let's see, where's the player here? Alrighty, so taking a nice deep breath, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4. Filling your heart up with love. And then for 1 minute, repeating in your thoughts, I am safe to have more sales than before. I am safe to have more sales than before. Alrighty, now I'm going to invite you to move on to the second phrase, which is, I'm enjoying having more sales than before. I am enjoying having more sales than before. Moving on to the third phrase, I'm expanding my capacity to be seen more. I am expanding my capacity to be seen more. Moving on to the fourth phrase, I love and accept myself for being me. I love and accept myself for being me. Moving on to the fifth phrase, I'm creating a sales soar. A sales soul means you're thriving in sales there, flying. I am creating a sales soul. Beautiful. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now I'm going to invite you, as we stay in this energy, to start to see in your mind's eye a visualization of your ideal clients or customers stepping forward, saying yes to themselves. See how you would be welcoming them. Are you welcoming them? Perhaps you give them a phone call to welcome them. Perhaps you see them stepping into your shop. Perhaps you messaging them in DMs. However you see them coming in, I want you to just spend some time really enjoying welcoming them coming in to work with you or to buy your products. And we'll do this for 2 minutes. We allow this in across all dimensions, planes, times, and levels of consciousness. And from this space, as you're tapped into this future version of yourself, I invite you to live in the energy of the question, why do large sums of money come to me easily, effortlessly, and exponentially? Just allowing yourself to feel the curiosity and awe that your future self is feeling as they experience this. This is their reality. And notice as you're enjoying this frequency, if there's any inspiration that comes to you, any ideas, names of people, and if so, invite you to follow up on that, the thoughts that are coming through from this activated frequency. And you get to take the aligned action to make this manifestation inevitable. And as we're talking about sales, and sales is service, inviting you to reach out to 5 people and asking them how you can help. Invite them to work with you, see if they're ready to take that next step. How can you help them? Or just circle back and say hello to an old client, perhaps somebody you haven't spoken to in a while. See how they're doing. And as you're being in this place, inviting you to see how you're feeling now on a scale of 1 to 10, with being in alignment with your desires over the next 90 days for your business revenue and the impact that you're going to make, all the people that you're going to help with your products and services. The aligned action as we're coming back together is contemplating how expansive that you're feeling right now on a scale of 1 to 10. Considering your takeaway, how the blocks that we've talked about have been blocking your next level of success and growth in your revenue. I would love to know your biggest takeaway from today. Do write it in the comments, I can read it. We've got your manifesting in your sleep audio. I'll pop that link in the Facebook group again for you. I shared it yesterday, and also would invite you to complete our survey. Would be so grateful for that. That helps me to shape these classes. And we give you, your name goes into a draw as well for just simply completing the survey, so you can win a one-to-one with me as well. So I'll pop that in the chat as well. There we go. Oh, this is awesome. So it's feeling easier, taking out the struggle. Love it. Got some 10s coming in. Fantastic. Fantastic. Frequencies are shifting. Can feel it. This is so exciting. I've just shared the survey. We'd be super grateful for you to complete that. That helps me to shape the masterclasses. Lisa's saying, feels like I'm soaring. Yes, fantastic, fantastic. Takeaway, keeping my group small so they get one-on-ones. Thank you. I have a class now. Awesome. Alrighty, we will pop the manifesting in your sleep audio. I'll pop it when I jump off here in the title of this video and in the comment section as well for you. It feels possible to break through. Hooray! Awesome. Awesome. This has been powerful today for me, as always, with you. Thank you, Laura. So exciting. You're welcome, man. Welcome, 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 everybody. Alrighty, we will be back tomorrow. We're going to be diving into the hidden energetic blocks to holding money. So I cannot wait to see you there. Thank you so much for joining me today. Whether you've joined me live or on the replay, I truly appreciate you, and it's just been an absolute privilege to share this all with you. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'm going to be diving in deeper still. Lots and lots of love. Take care. Till tomorrow.